You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Looking Up at the Half Moon. Hi, Ruronis. This is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's anime review, we get to cover a 2006 anime TV series that only has 6 episodes, particularly that I haven't done before, which is another anime series, but it only has this time with 6 episodes, particularly that is let you take the cake. Just to have what's in store for today's anime review is Looking Up at the Half Moon. Looking Up at the Half Moon is a 6 episode anime series that has aired from January 13th, 2006 until February 24th, 2006 as well. Because this is a 2 month anime series that only lasted about 6 episodes, particularly. And yes, this is made by the group called Group TAC on here. And yes, this hasn't been broadcast on television. If it was either Animax or Fuji TV or any other Japanese network broadcasting networks in Japan for a particular 6 episode anime series like Looking Up at the Half Moon. Wikipedia is useless as usual, as always, but finding a reviews on it on Anime List makes a lot more sense because this looks like something I don't know if this is something that Wikipedia doesn't know about, but that is the question, particularly. I mean, what is it with anime titles that hasn't gotten a lot of plot for that hasn't been known for Wikipedia in general? But that is the question, though. This is really intended for this particular series that hasn't gotten a Wikipedia plot on this particularly, but this is something that I don't think Wikipedia doesn't know about particularly, but this all makes sense, particularly for this 6 episode anime series like Looking Up at the Half Moon. And yes, this was based on the light novel of the same name as well. Yep. Come to think of it, it was basically known as Hanba no Tsukiga Noburu Sora, which is basically the original Japanese name for this particular anime series, like Looking Up at the Half Moon, particularly as well. And yes, I'll never expect a less if it would have had been broadcasted on television, but it hasn't been broadcasted as it was. It was frequently as it was to other anime title TV series or that were aired on television or released on the web in general, particularly for a 6 episode anime series like Looking Up at the Half Moon. Yeah, never said it would have been have either 12 or 13 episodes, or never to say would have been originally intended to have 12 episodes or a 25 or a 26 episode series. Or basically, it could have been particularly a 6 episode series instead of otherwise it would have been as a 2 episode OVA or a 5 episode or a 3 episode OVA particularly. But that's not what I meant, particularly for a 6 episode anime like Looking Up at the Half Moon, particularly. So let's review this anime. Let's begin. Looking Up at the Half Moon is a 6 episode long anime series with its share of comedy, drama, misunderstandings, and romance. It follows the story of Yuichi Izaki, a high schooler who has been hospitalized for hepatitis, which is something happened to him, particularly. During his stay, he meets Rika Akiba, a self-centered girl who's lived in the hospital for the majority of her life due to a serious heart condition without surgery. With a low success rate, she will surely die if she doesn't live, particularly, as if she would have recovered, particularly. So, let's review this anime. Izaki Yuichi has hepatitis, which is basically liver infection caused by some sort of it was some kind of a virus, particularly what it is inside him, particularly, and has to skip school to remain hospitalized for a while. Means he has to call in homesick as well. He likes to sneak out sometimes, only to be caught and beaten by his nurse, Tanizaki Akiko. One day, as he sees a new girl in the East Wing, which is reserved for the serious cases, Akiko tells Yuichi that there is nothing wrong about the girl, but he should go talk to her. But he accidentally lies by pretending to read the same book she as well. Yeah. Akiba Rika reads. When Rika finds out, she makes Yuichi do her bidding to make up for it, and thus begins their bossy relationship, which has gone too far. However, when Yuichi decides to take Rika to Fortress Mountain, where she later wishes to go, they always have a fight, as always. And he collapses on the ground while trying to say something. As you would expect from 6 episodes, the development is quite fast, but not too much. But there is time for both comedy and drama with no fillers. In every episode, important events happen. At least in most of them, new characters are introduced who affect the plot in one way or the other, which is admirable. Is Yuichi's perseverance despite being sick himself, putting Rika always ahead. This is how a man should act. But that is the question, particularly for the 6 episode long episode anime OV series like Looking Up at the Half Moon, particularly. What is good about this show is the characters who you'll grow to love expect for the two that you will hate. It depends on certain character, which certain character from a certain anime show, which ones you like or to hate, any type of certain character in general, because this will have a credibility of not only what do you expect, seeing what is going on in Looking Up at the Half Moon, creative work basically that'll stand the test of time. This has particularly how the opinion if you like a certain character or you hate a certain character, particularly if you're watching a certain anime movie, OVA, or a TV series, or any one of them in general, particularly, for 2 or less than the satisfactory results, especially for a 6 episode long anime series like, yeah, which is Looking Up at the Half Moon, particularly, because despite that this anime series only encapsulates only 6 episodes, almost had it coming, particularly for this particular anime title, like Looking Up at the Half Moon, particularly, of how you expect. But that's the question. The protagonist, Izaki Yuichi, is a kind-hearted man who wants to leave his small town for possibly Tokyo. On the other hand, the heroine, Akiba Rika, is a hard-to-please girl who has spent her entire life in the hospitals, is always angry and bottles up with her emotions except in front of Izaki. I mean, she could have just chilled the fuck down in this particular anime when she needs to take a chill pill. That's my opinion, particularly. One of my other disappointments with this anime is Mizutani Miyuki, Yuichi's childhood friend who could have been a rival to Rika for the former's affection. Many other certain characters that are a rival to another certain character in certain anime as well. Whether it's either an anime, TV series, OVA, or a movie in general, which is the credibility for the satisfactory results as well. But that's the question. But unfortunately, never develops to be one. She only appears in the 4th episode and beyond. But it's never explained why she had not visited sooner, despite that Yuichi's other friends frequently showing up. Natsumi Goro, who has been Rika's doctor for years, and can be quite cunning. He always remembers someone when he looks at his lighter and is known for being a very good physician, even among his older peers. The nurse Anizaki Akiko is a young, tough woman that smokes and does not like to take crap from anyone. She has a good heart, though. A perverted old man called Tada Yoshizo roams around the hospital and is on the good terms with Izaki. He has a larger collection of pornographic books, which he makes him a dirty old man, particularly in Looking Up at the Half Moon. Shame on him, that's how I would say. I mean, there is no barrier to entrance, particularly in Looking Up at the Half Moon, is there? is it? But anyways, another good friend of Yuichi is Seko Guichi Tsukasa, who can turn into the Zebra Man, who consists of just wearing a mask to conceal his identity in dangerous situations. Yuichi thinks that the moment they became friends is when he saw Tsukasa searching for the home to some stray cats in a rainy day. And most of all, oh, the former offered to help in spite of not being able to keep them in his place, but Seko Guichi thinks that they have been friends ever since they met. By this time, lastly, Yuichi has one more classmate that visits him sometimes. Above all this, Yamanishi Tomotsu, but quite essentially has ulterior motives bothering Izaki. Like I said, before the art is eventually at a high level, there are noticeable errors when Natsumi cries. I think it even happens in episode 3 if you ever watched the third episode of Looking Up at the Half Moon, or at least you have in general. But that is the real question is if you ever watched episode 3 or if you watched it, as well as if you would have either watched the whole of it or if you could rewatch it at this point. We'll come to that in just a moment. I could see that one of his eyebrows is missing at the lower camera angle. Even more annoying is the fact that they flash back at the very same scene with the very same mistake. Also, a number of times when Izaki looks at Akiba while they are talking, it feels like his pupils are not even focused on her, and he even has Ito Makoto on school days slow reactions to important events. Also, expect what is going on in Looking Up at the Half Moon. Also, I do not like how Seiko Guichi Tsukasa and his brother's eyes are drawn similar to a straight line. Other than that, everything is fine at this point. If they could have done it, the better, as good as it gets, particularly. Still, the same say AU are pretty annoying. The heroine in particular is Rika, has the same voice actor as Machi, Ayane's older sister from Nagasarate Arianto, which I have seen barely speaks mostly in a very low monotone that's killed Rika, who is energetic and talks more frequently for me. Moreover, because particularly but overall, this is an outstanding 6-episode anime series because never to say it would have been to have either 12 episodes or 25 episodes or at least could have been like 50 episodes, or it's not like it would have been almost as a longest running anime series like either Detective Conan or One Piece, particularly. But Looking Up at the Half Moon, however, this only encapsulates only 6 episodes, particularly. And yes, this is one of the most longest 6-episode longer anime episodes, particularly. It's not because it's not like if Sin the movie would have been almost an hour long, or if they would have combined an anime TV series they wanted to edit it as a compilation movie, or if they wanted to hawk it as a feature film. Because as many certain ones in general, particularly for the satisfactory results as well. Yeah, because if you're looking for a 6-episode longer anime series, particularly, give Looking Up at the Half Moon a watch. If you can rewatch it after you watch the series, particularly, it's available on Crunchyroll. You can watch it, or you can get it on DVD. That is available on Right Stuff as well. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Looking Up at the Half Moon for today's anime review. Thank you for watching. But before we go, here's my thoughts on this. I have been watching this on Crunchyroll once, and then I had to rewatch it on Crunchyroll twice because I thought this was supposed to be like a 10-episode or a 12-episode anime series, or a 25 6-episode anime series as well. But no, it's basically a 6-episode anime series, particularly. Nonetheless, if you haven't seen it, give Looking Up at the Half Moon a watch if it's on as well. Help subscribe for content. My anime plan, link in the description. I'll share this video on your Twitter, Facebook, if you have a Twitter, Facebook account, all social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to feel really in the comments in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RoniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially in my channel. Hit the notifications bell button. Keep it otaku for this anime review, and I got another anime review coming up next. Stay tuned for my next anime review. I got another anime that I haven't reviewed for tomorrow's anime review on Ray the Animation. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Ray the Animation, because you won't want to miss another anime review.